Hello. Hi.
What's
Oh,
going on,
oh,
Eurovision
uh-oh.
fam?
1 second. We're not live yet, I don't think. Or
Oh,
maybe we are on YouTube.
we
1
are.
second.
I think we are.
Oh. Oh, okay. I see what Elon did. Okay, so
Oh,
we are
wow.
live on YouTube. We're not live on Twitter because I'm not getting a premium Twitter account. Not gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so they took away our availability to stream live on Twitter. That's okay.
That's
I
okay.
don't want to give that man money. So happy Eurovision New Year to everybody who is
Happy New Year.
here. Hello,
Mhm.
Mark. Welcome.
Mark, welcome
K-pop
back.
24/7 was already the first one here. Thank you for welcoming us back. And Georgia,
Oh
Georgia's,
my gosh.
yes,
Hi,
hello.
everybody.
Everyone, all the regular friends are here. But we gotta introduce ourselves. It's me, Lili Love Stuff, with the Eurovision fam team. And I am joined by our wonderful co-host here.
Shortcake ESC right over here, baby. Also with the Eurovision fam team. And this backdrop, if I could just illustrate it very quick, I am in South Lake Tahoe, California. This is California, but right behind me, if you see the mountains, that is Nevada. So, yeah, here is where I'm reporting from at first. You're going to see nothing but my ugly apartment white walls after this. So, thank you for coming back, everybody.
I'm in my usual space of pink walls. So, hey.
This is coffee,
Right.
by the way. Mhm.
Good. I have a beverage named after an American state. So, whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's just kind of give you guys an overview. This week we've got articles to go over from the site.
Mhm.
Cyprus chose their artist. Germany's national final has made some changes. Has also Slovenia's has as well. Then we've got
Mhm.
some artist announcements that came out from various national finals. And then we're going to wrap things up with just talking about Junior, since Junior's next week instead of
Yay!
Junior. So, yeah. Let's go
Mhm.
ahead and kick things off just with site stuff. First things first, the new episode of Eurovision for Real with Alicia Michelle is out.
Mhm.
It's about Junior, so go ahead and check that out. Link in the description box. And because she uploaded it on YouTube, I'll also put the link in the cards when you guys watch this later on playback. So go ahead and click on that. Right? Yeah.
Yes, please. And
Okay.
also, we have a little bit of as an aside, fun article written by Lili here. Jojo Siwa at ESC. Here are
Oh.
10 more artists we would love to see in the contest. This is kind of just a fun idea game, by the way, that you can play with yourself and just any group of Eurovision fans that you have around you, just to figure who would be an interesting choice for whichever country. Check out the article so that you could see what Lili's thoughts were.
It wasn't just me, okay? It was me and Augusto both. And when you
Augusto,
look at
both.
it, I think you can tell which ones were my picks, which one were his picks.
Oh yeah,
So,
they tend to follow a theme. So if you viewers can guess who chose which ones, I bet that you'd be able to get at least one correct.
yeah. Then we also had some more articles come out, like what should we expect from a Swiss host that was written by
Mhm.
Elda. And that's what it sounds like. It's about what to expect from Switzerland hosting Eurovision for the first time in what, 40 years almost?
Mhm.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
it's
Yeah,
well, I mean, yeah, almost 40 years. Almost 40
I know.
It's crazy. But hey, I mean, it's a way also to look back into the history of the contest and then see the last time they hosted and how different things are. Because Celine Dion's win was a win for the world too, because we got that woman.
Yes, we did. And then we also have how the EBU can rebuild trust after controversy and disqualification as well.
Mhm.
Another article by Elda. And yeah, I think the EBU needs
This
to do that.
Yeah, so the EBU, according to themselves, have tightened up the bolts and made it so that Martin's job of let's be sure Martin Österdahl is who I'm clearly saying, that he has a supervisor and that his choices are deemed appropriate or not by that supervisor. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently, according to them, they've tightened the bolts, but it doesn't answer all of the questions that we have that were left by this last year's predicament regarding specifically the Netherlands' participation portfolio. This
Well,
was something,
they did
yeah,
also make a
sorry,
change about the artist not being able to be filmed behind stage as well.
that will be very helpful. That
Yeah.
will be a very helpful change for just keeping the privacy of the artists outside of broadcast times.
Yeah, which I think is important because it just there's a lot of cameras on them at all times. Oh, we'll see if any other changes come out of this.
And we
So
will tell you all about them.
yeah, anything else that we missed?
I'm sorry if you hear children, by the way. There's a beach behind me, so there's going to be a lot of just fun and
Okay,
merriment.
I mean, I'm sure we'll have an interruption soon enough from one of my fur babies.
Well,
Oh, that
I
feels
love
weird to say out loud.
it's iconic. Like we can't miss that.
You can't miss it. So yeah, and let's go ahead and hop into our first artist of the year. And so
This
that's gonna
is
be
surprising. Well, I mean,
I
it's
think the most
surprising the fact that it was Cyprus choosing first of all.
I think the most surprising thing for me is the fact that he's actually from Cyprus.
He
Which is the
does.
first time since what, 2018?
He doesn't have an
Anyways,
Aussie accent.
no Australian. But yeah, we have Theo Evans, who was announced
Mhm,
on September 2nd, so pretty early on into the season.
mhm.
And yeah, he's been singing and dancing since he was 7. Started writing his own music in his teen years, and he's also come from like a musical theater and talent show like background as well.
If you listen to his music, he has a lot of good number of like dance pop, like kind of motorsport dance pop type sound, but there's also like more sensitive, um, transient, I almost want to say pieces that are like more austere and just they try to strike a different chord artistically in a darker form. And
Yeah,
I think he just showing that these faces of his diversity so far could play very well in his favor by the time it's time to compete. But we don't know anything about the song yet.
I think my biggest note after listening to his other music is that he has a lot of potential in him. He
Hmm.
needs a good producer. There's just a lot of ideas that are there in the music that need to be scaled back and edited a little bit.
Hmm.
So the fact that we need to scale, a good producer will be able to edit what needs to be edited and enhance what needs to be enhanced. Because
My
that's
question
the
is,
first thing I thought when I listened to his music.
how quickly would the question of having a good producer bring the Cypriot delegation to panic?
Um, I mean, they haven't used Panic the last couple of years.
That is a very good point. But would
So
this be the catalyst,
I
do we
mean,
think?
to be fair, they managed the last couple of times without going to Panic. I don't
Mhm.
know. I wish I was a happy child outside playing. I haven't felt joy in weeks. Um, sorry. Yeah, I think that I don't know if they're necessarily going to go with Panic. I think maybe the contract with them has expired.
Mhm.
But we'll have to see. Or maybe it's just Panic doesn't like Australians. So we'll see if they go back to Panic.
Because I
Um,
mean, one thing with the Australians, and I think this will kind of be my closing thought on Cyprus, they we underestimated both of their attempts as entrants. We didn't really contend for how accessible their entries were, and so that is something that I feel like Cyprus on its own has kind of experimented with and then found the results of the experiment just to see how well these transplants can do from a country that's already participating. And they tend to be pretty young folks too. So it's just an interesting trend to pay attention to.
I can't tell how old he is. Like,
He
I
seemed pretty
know
young.
he's in his 20s probably.
Mhm.
But I was like, how old is he? I couldn't find like an exact date. But a comment from Mark, I'm guessing we're getting Liar Boy version from Cyprus. I think that's the direction I would go with as well. Since you have someone who has a dance background,
Mr.
use that
Independent,
dance
Grant Hinoki.
background. Yeah, like I mean, like just as long as lyrically it's better than Liar was, and it's more age appropriate than Liar was. Um, but like it just comes off as I would make sure I utilize that dance background, and especially if he's done musical theater, he's gonna be able to move and dance at the same time. Like that's
Mhm.
necessary.
He's going to be up against like a pretty steep incline though, because Eurovision fans just tend to lean more toward female dance break. We haven't really seen a demonstrably uh, prominent male dance break as of late. So this it'll be quite a challenge for Theo in that regard. But because of his dance background, I don't think they're going to be putting something on him that will also take away from his vocal ability potentially.
It has been a while since we had a good man dance break, hasn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
so Giorgio says he was born in 97. That would be what?
So he would be 27
20,
years old, maybe
27,
27 or
20.
28. Yeah.
Oh, so older than I thought.
He would be my age.
Wow. Ancient. Ready for the grave.
Girl.
Okay, let's go ahead and transition. Speaking of graves, let's talk about Germany. And there.
Oh. So we don't know how much you guys have read about the German selection so far, but it's going to be different. Like I've never seen anything like this. Would you care to pronounce it and explain it?
Okay, I practiced before this, I promise. Okay. Schifasche Yeshi 2025, wer singt für Deutschland? Yeah, I'm sorry. Bring back Unserlei. That's the best title you guys ever had. Is coming back. I honestly am down for this because Stephen Robb is back, and that man cares about Eurovision. He's gonna.
Well, I mean, he's been with the contest like since the '90s, at least, right?
Well, he comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best way I could explain it. He comes and goes, and last time he was heavily involved, we actually got good songs from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we still have 2 songs that were good for solid from Germany. Yeah, like Giorgio says right here. I'm sorry, like I got distracted, but like Giorgio says here, Stephen Robb produced Lena. So let's try.
And that was current for 2010's sound. That was current.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of faith in his ability to stick to it.
But then we also have this from Ariana, which is, will Stephen Robb still have it?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Did he stagnate? Did he stagnate? We're gonna have to find that out. I mean, I am putting faith into the fact that he probably is listening into what pop sounds like nowadays, and he could leverage that into kind of the way German pop could. But then again, like German pop, I don't really have a ton of impression that's left on me after like looking at after just kind of looking at how their pop trends have like typically gone. It's not really something that's my flavor, so I can't make the determination.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of German pop singers nowadays who you couldn't distinguish them from being from the States. I can send you a playlist. If you would like. I have some girlies I can send you. Like there was one, what's the name of her? I'm looking at my playlist. Hold on. No, that's not. Oh, I don't have her on here anymore. I thought I did. I have a couple of German pop songs I've been listening to a lot this year. And I can send you a couple once I have more time to look through the list. Yeah. Sorry. I am on the wrong screen. Here we are. But like, you know, the main concern is I think Germany gets radio friendly right. Because even when it comes to their songs they select that
you let me walk alone
that don't do well are very radio friendly. The issue is getting a song that's Eurovision friendly.
Mm-hmm. They're 2 completely different strategies. For example, I'm going to use last year's winner as an example. The Code is not radio friendly. It is performance heavy. You need the performance of the Code in order to be able to access it in full. Radio pop doesn't require that level of dissection. It's meant also for passive listening. So Germany leans into that very well, and it's because they have kind of like a lot of good parlay with Swedish producers too, and so you get a lot of crossover with how those sounds.
Well, even then, you don't need to export to Sweden. Germany has good producers. Berlin has been a place for musicians to go for a long time, even longer than Sweden has been. And there are a lot of solid producers even working in Germany now. I honestly, I'm happy that they have someone back who can maybe guide the production team in a way that we're not left with like just doldrums from Germany. Are they also changing the channel it's on, I think?
I think so. I have just like a passing vision of that.
Yeah. So like if they're changed, like because I know Germany has like 15 different broadcasters they can use. If they change the channel to maybe one that skews a little younger, that might also fix the problem as well. Just yeah, I don't know what else to say besides.
I mean, as one wise man said, I ain't nothing but the average. So
I just want Germany to get over their humiliation kink. That's all I need.
I mean, I don't think they have it as bad as Martin Österdahl, but it is consistent. Like it is one that we've seen consistently throughout their years. I mean, they did relieve themselves a little bit of it during 2018. You Let Me Walk Alone, but then again, that brings us back to the radio sound question. Because
Yeah.
but like I feel like that was a unique case because it was radio pop, but it was performed well in Lisbon. But then again, it also kind of cheated by using LED.
It was a projector, and I didn't like the staging of that one because, like, I had issues with it, aka it almost triggered a migraine for me.
It appealed to the turtleneck moms. It's okay.
Okay, well, turtleneck moms are people too.
We support.
That's okay. Support solidarity with turtleneck moms. All right, another national final that has some changes. I'm happy to see it's back. I'm not so sure about these changes. Is EMA's coming back for Slovenia?
Okay, can you guys talk to us about these changes too? Because I'm confused.
Okay, so EMA Fresh is gone, which makes me sad because I really enjoyed EMA Fresh. Okay,
Yeah.
And also I will defend LPS because I still listen to that band. Their album that came out this year is really good. Like if you like synth pop,
I haven't listened to it yet. Yes.
If you like synth pop, you'll love it. Like Insomnia, so good. Like it's a great album. I would recommend it. Yeah, sorry. And then we're not doing that. We're not doing semifinals either. Instead, what we're gonna have is a one-shot final with 12 songs. And then we're gonna have 5 juries voting on those 12 songs. So those 5 juries are going to be a radio professional jury, TV professional jury, music professional jury, and then a jury made up of OGAE fans and a jury made up of online Eurovision personality fans things.
This is gonna go so well. Like there's no way this could possibly go wrong.
And then that jury is gonna vote and select the top 2. And the top 2 will then be voted on by the public in a super final.
Because you know how much we love a super final. You know how much we just absolutely adore a super final.
Truly, I love a super final.
Because they always pick the correct thing. Now we have 25 people in different pots to help select from 12 and then from 2.
I should write an essay about why super finals are terrible. I
Please
really
do.
should.
I'll contribute to the essay. Just let me know if you have the doc going.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
We might do that this year. Who knows?
Yeah. So a jury is going to select the top 2, and then the public votes in the top 2. I just...
Yeah. That is indeed what the plan has indicated.
I need a moment here real quick. So Raven had no budget on staging. Okay, you know what? The things I would have done to improve that staging were free. Or cheap. Okay. I would have styled her wet because the bodysuit was glistening. The makeup she had on, like her foundation was already kind of like a very nice, wet, glossy foundation that I really enjoyed, like a really nice luminous on the skin. I would have given her like a wet eye, a wet look eye, so like a glossy eye. I have eye gloss somewhere around here. And I would have done her with like a nice, like snoggy lip to give her like a good, like kind of like lived in look. And then I would have taken that lighting and I would have turned the lighting down.
It was so
to be
bright.
Darker.
It was like TJ Maxx bright. Like I don't know, like y'all might not understand what that is.
TJ Maxx, right? If you live in the UK, TK Maxx.
Very bright. Yeah, TK Maxx. Basically, essentially retail store, almost secondhand store type brightness on top of that staging. It kind of ruined the look completely, and the dryness didn't help either. So you styling it wet could have, and then again, also closer shots. What is it with Eurovision's obsession? It's just like, oh yeah, this is a very intimate, close song that we need like to see the artist's expression, and then it's just wide shots, audience, all that stuff.
Yeah, I had my issues with it. More smoke. We could have broken the smoke machine. She could have gotten oxymated, but she didn't.
She didn't get oxymated. But we didn't need all that because makeup is cheap.
Yeah, makeup is cheap.
I mean, it's cheaper.
Makeup can be expensive because this bad boy here was not cheap.
But you always know what
I
you're
would
talking
buy the
about.
yeah, it's cheaper. But yeah, I'm not feeling these changes with EMA.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a disaster that we will love.
I mean, it'll be
Maybe
fun.
it'll be fun because this is the first. Like we've never seen anything like this before, you guys. No one has tried this. This is an experiment, and definitely someone in their production team is nervous about how this is gonna go.
We'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Mark says, but they expected better with Joker out and Raven, hence why EMA is back.
They,
I
they,
think what it is, I think the plan was to have EMA the last 2 years originally.
mhm,
But like this said with Joker out, you get the opportunity to work with this band that's really popular. Why mess it up? Because the
mhm,
public could choose, like the people, something else could win. And when it comes to the
mhm,
Raven, again, you get the opportunity. And she, as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with EMA getting canceled for those two, because with
mhm.
Raven, she's got a proven
She's been
track
done
record,
dirty.
and she's competed at EMA how many times, and each time did so well.
Mhm.
Um,
Was the
yeah,
favorite to win almost each time.
yeah. Like I'm okay with that, but like this jury has me nervous.
Mhm.
Um,
Them bringing EMA back, yes, absolutely. We need to see Slovenian talent again, just coming from all over the country. But my question is, who thought of putting this format together? It's kind of disorienting.
I don't know. It just feels like a glorified internal selection.
Mhm,
That being said, good luck. I want to see what people do because I really do tend to like EMA.
mhm. And
Okay.
Slovenia in general, their entries.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
No, that's a you thing because
Yeah,
I
that was
was
amazing.
not feeling that. All right, let's see here. We've got some more
Okay.
stuff. Let's keep it in the Balkans for a second. So
Mhm.
we got the artist list for Festivali, Kënës.
We
It's a
sure
lot
did.
of people. I'm not going to name them all. I think we're going to just shout out a couple of people we
Yeah,
see
we
on
got our
this list.
favorites. Uh-huh.
Alvana Jata's back. If you do not know what Maitana is, I pity you.
Homework. Homework.
Homework. I think about that one all the time. I still listen to that song constantly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it comes up on my like Albania playlist all the time.
oh yeah, it's like I think it's on my general. Like I have a playlist of like just general lots of songs I like,
Mhm.
and it's on that playlist. And like every time it comes on, it makes me happy. Um, then we have our guest Azaimi's back. I'm excited to see what she's gonna
Style
bring.
icon. She also has a very diverse sound. So like you know it's thickness when you see Orgesa.
And like she dresses like an anime villain. I love that for her. I love that for us.
Mhm.
So yeah, I those are my two I saw. I was like, oh, thank you, finally. You had your own kind of fave
Well,
that you had
I
seen.
mean, I feel like we can't really go this far without saying that the previous winner is also competing in this year. So Mal Recoseri, who sang, I don't even remember the name of the song from last year, but Curly Bob, Arms, like Lego voice, I almost want to say. Okay, so yeah, the winner from last year is participating again this year. My favorites are um well, I mean Irma Mitzi is a
I
very,
know.
very, very like reliable um vocalist that I love. And also I found last year Cleansa Susai, who I think is going to be my favorite going into this year because of Picture, her song last year that I just found so it invented something in me. I can't really describe it, but Festivali Kënës, Ballad Girl, deep cut black dress, all I need. That's all I need, and that is who I have the most faith in right now. Mark says never underestimate the power of a man with its nice arms when it comes to ESC and national finals. Are we suffering some kind of debt? Are we paying off some kind of debt? Because that has been it's been a sentence to us.
Something about Europeans when they see a nice set of arms on a man, they get
Are we that
blinded.
easy to
They
be
go deaf.
persuaded?
They can't comprehend what's happening.
We're persuaded. So I mean, like,
Only
tell me
arms.
how "Break a Broken Heart" goes. How does the melody go?
I just remember him like howling over the wind, I feel like. Um
Mhm. There you go. I mean, it's another metric we need to pay attention to, where it's just like the conventionally pretty quotient. How do you fit that, and will you appeal to like the more simple-minded among us? Larindy says, nice arms, guitar, and we got a winner, guys. I don't know if a guitar is quite gonna fit that mold,
I mean,
but who knows? Who knows? Times might be changing.
it's Fick. Fick loves an electric guitar solo. Let's be honest.
Yeah. More than a lot of things.
They love that electric guitar more than I love an electric guitar. So yeah, that's what's happening with Fick.
Do we think they're gonna pick a winner of Eurovision?
I doubt it. I don't mean to be mean, but I don't think that there's a winner. I mean, a part of me wants to go, yeah, Alvana's gonna come back with Maitana Part 2, and Albania is gonna get the win they deserve.
But we're kind of getting cold on ethnobops. I have a feeling that just like ethnobops are losing favor, like as of just recently, which is saddening to me because it's just like, now what are you gonna do?
You know what? People suck. That's all I'm saying. So let's go ahead, and another national final we got artists for was Eesti Laul. I love me some Eesti Laul.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
We've got a long list of returnees. We're just gonna hit on those guys, so you guys have some homework. We'll do more in depth about the songs and whatnot when they come out. So Amalena's back. I think what was her previous song?
It was like in either 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, it was
it was
Lupux Mutab. And it was
yeah, oh my gosh, that takes me back. Yes.
I'm like, it's something I was gonna say, it's something Jordan likes. You know,
it's just sleek, it's fresh, it just feels it's easy listening, but it's also not trying to step back to the point where you're not paying attention to it. Yeah. And Marlon has just, it has the sound of Estonian pop that I like. It has the sound that I seek out personally.
Yeah, and then Andre Zavakin. Bakken. Wow. Oh my gosh. Words are hard. He's competed twice. Once in 2021, once in 2022. I think Eesti Laul is when you have to give like a couple of years in between each time you come back.
Yeah. I mean, give yourself some development time.
Anna Celine's back. I'm expecting something schlagery from her again.
Which, I mean, she does some of the best schlager all year.
Yeah.
I love her music.
And then our girl, our love, our queen, Elisa's back.
The Do Nothing girly.
I love her.
The queen of Do Nothing.
There's something about her that
it's just satisfying, deeply satisfying to know that she's here. She comes back like every 2 years.
Oh, she's like a groundhog. I just adore groundhog. What's something that comes back every 2 years? I don't know. She's like the Olympics. She comes every 2 years, and every 2 years I'm thankful for her.
She has you singing. She has you singing the whole time.
I love
you enjoy her and her presence.
I love Fire. Hopefully,
Fire had like 3 words in the whole song, and it was the best.
I just want her, and I adore her. And
at some point, I wanted to win Eesti Laul just to say that she did it. Like, you did that. She deserves it.
Yes, we need her. We need her. Like,
I mean, we're gonna have plenty of time to harp on Elisa. Alicia Estonia Scadiatu.
I'm biased for people with that name. Okay, number one, if you ever meet someone named Katiatu, odds are she's a baddie. Just saying, that's a name for baddies and only baddies.
Georgios, I'm gonna need to write down that you said that and then throw it back in your face later on in the season.
Oh man, I love her.
I also do want to draw attention to Minimal Wind.
You know what? I'm happy because last time they were gonna apply and they sent the song to the wrong email address. So I'm glad that they double checked the email address.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
No, because that was my favorite song that one year. And what was it?
Like 22, was it?
I think it was 22. That was my favorite song that year. So I'm glad to see that they're back. And I'm glad that they got the email address correct this time.
That is such a messed up way to
and then
have your dreams taken off.
Yeah, then there's other ones who are back.
If you guys remember
Um,
Franz Tikarpu,
yeah.
Janek, yeah,
I
like
think I
we
feel
do
like
have a number
Yannick
of
was a
attorneys.
popular one the year he competed.
Was that
Was
last
he?
year? What
It
was
was
it this last year?
2023. It was 2023.
It's like Broken Glass or something.
Yeah, House of
It was a
Glass.
very House of Glass. It was a very nothing ballad.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like people really liked that one. It wasn't for me
They did.
personally.
People, yeah, it wasn't for me.
And then we have Tulirand back as well. And I
I
think
don't
I
remember
remember
that much
liking
about Tulira.
Ooks Ooh from 2021. I like that one, I think. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm just kind of um, reaching back into that pot again.
Yeah.
But like one thing about SD Laul, it's such a community. Like it's such a nice thing to see these artists come together all again. It's one of my favorite times in winter.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I'm looking at this list. I'm not rolling my eyes at anybody.
Mhm.
So,
I mean, and
um,
the amount of newcomers is very impressive too.
yeah, there's a lot of newcomers. I'm excited. I like Estee Lau.
Mhm.
Hopefully Estee Lau is back on track the way I like it to be.
Yeah,
So
they
hopefully it
usually provide
happens.
like a good chunk of good songs to listen to through the NF season.
Yeah. We also got the composers from Festival Canção.
We did.
I don't know.
Oh, I
Don't
don't
really
have
have
that
any
list in
more
front of me right now.
information. I have the list in front of me, but like it's not
Mhm.
really like we don't have that much information for it really yet. We just know who's writing the songs.
I
Um,
mean, I know more of the composers who wrote Portugal's Junior Eurovision song than really any of these. So,
yeah. I don't know. You want to just go ahead and talk about Junior then?
wait, do we not have anything else?
I think we're just on the June. Am I missing something?
Oh my goodness, are we missing something?
I mean, we didn't talk about Basel hosting, but
Oh yeah,
hey.
okay. So you guys, it came down to I believe Basel and Geneva to see who was going to be the ultimate host for Eurovision 2025, and we are going to be going to Basel in May. So I don't know that much
I
about the city. I have not done that much research about it, so it'll be a lot of surprise
So
to me.
fun fact. I was being fed pro Basel propaganda for the last year and a half on TikTok. So if you don't know this about me, I love cows. Okay, I think cows are great. They're one of my favorite animals. I adore them. And so in Switzerland, they have like a thing when the cows come down for pasture, people gather and watch the parade of cows coming down with the little flower crowns. And they have bells. I love cows. Okay, this is just my TikTok feed. Anytime it's fall, shows me cows. So I was getting pro Basel propaganda, especially over the summer, because on the river, like people swim home from work. Like they carry like wet bags because the Rhine River kind of goes through the city, right? And so you can walk down and you can like get in the water. And so people will ride the river home. And it makes me laugh because we have a theme park here called Busch Gardens. And in
Oh my
Virginia,
god.
and it's named after a beer company. Okay.
Mhm.
And like in the Virginia Busch Gardens, it's all German themed. So, or not German themed, it's all European themed. I apologize. It's not just Germany. But in the Germany section, there's a thing called the Rhine River Rafts, which is like a little boat ride you get on and it takes you like down a little river. It's lovely. I enjoy it thoroughly. But like seeing people just riding down the Rhine River made me go, oh, Rhine River rafting, like from Busch Gardens. Just we'll deal with this for me. But yeah. So
Wow.
like the river is nice and clean. Like it's clear. You can see the bottom of it. It's clean. So people will get in the water and instead of like just walking home from work or riding the train or whatever or the bus or whatever, they will get in the water and swim home. And I'm like, that is so me. This is like pro Basel propaganda I'm being fed.
They got you with that.
They
They
got me
got
with
you.
that. They got me with that. I was like, I like to swim. I love a body of water that is not a pool. I prefer swimming in like a lake. If
Mhm.
we choose, lake is like my number one pick to swim in. River, I'll swim in a river too, don't get me wrong. But the problem is like where I live, all the rivers are dirty. And I have to drive like 3 hours to get to a clean river. Like if you've never been to Harper, if you of course you've never been to Harper's Ferry. If you've never seen pictures of Harper's Ferry, it's where like the Potomac River meets the Shenandoah River.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous. That's where the last place I went to kind of go swimming at was kind of like in Harper's Ferry. So it's like the border of like West Virginia and Virginia.
Okay, so it's way upstream though, isn't it? Or...
Yeah, it's way upstream. Like as far
Mhm.
as like the Potomac River goes, oh my gosh, I'm like doxing myself halfway. Once you get to DC, I would never get in that water. It's disgusting. But upriver from DC, I would do it. In fact, I do it sometimes. Like there's a place you can go swimming upriver, but they don't take dogs, and my dogs like to swim.
Oh, it's okay.
So again,
at one point,
pro
take
Basel propaganda. I could take my dog swimming. He loves to go swimming.
It's
I got
it's
him a
also
little...
like the views too. It's just like the views of Switzerland as well, on top of just the nice water. Ah.
Okay, other things I learned about Basel because I was being fed pro Basel propaganda. Their airport is in France, and it has 3 exits. So you have 3 different custom points you go through, to this depending on what country you're exiting into. So you can go into Switzerland, France, or Germany, because it's like right like in that little tippy bit.
It's kind of like, so it's kind of Luxembourging itself a little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
Or wait, no, I don't think that's going to be the best analogy for it. I would say maybe more of an Andorra situation.
I just mixed up Luxembourg and Liechtenstein.
Don't do that. Someone's going to fight you.
I'm sure someone's going to fight me. There's like, what, 3 people collectively between the 2 countries?
You could beat all their ass in a single go.
Let's go. Let's fight. No, I don't want the Swiss Army after me. I've seen their knives. Yeah. Sorry. Terrible joke. Yeah, I think Switzerland will put on a really solid show. I'm preparing myself for the songs. Not be as good this year. I'm still listening to like 20 songs from this year. The bar is really high now. That's what Mark says. I agree. I think that this year was one of the best songs musically for Eurovision. I would say in a long time, but I feel like 2022 was also a really good year. No, 2021 was also a really good year.
2021. What did they send that year? Oh, yeah. 3rd place, Tout l'univers. They need to keep on this trend. They need to keep on this trend.
Yeah, like if Switzerland keeps on this like trend of like, well, no, because we have to remember there were 2 years between Jean's Tears and Nemo. And those 2 years were dire.
We had Water Gun.
Could you imagine sending Water Gun in 2024?
Can you imagine sending the code and then Water Gun? Well, I mean, to be fair, if they did send the code in 23, Nemo probably would have lost to Loreen anyways, just because of just like no one's getting past her. But it would have been Stockholm anyways. But can you imagine Water Gun? And I'm not playing with this idea anymore. I'm not playing with this idea anymore. I'm putting a cap on it here. Oh, I missed a comment there. Did you highlight another comment?
No, that was just the one from Mark. I'm looking at to see if there's anything else.
Because I have thoughts on Junior too.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna hit on Junior here in a second.
I'm actually gonna change my ranking one more time really quickly. Sorry.
I didn't rank it. I just listed my top 5 and
I have my top 5, but I've been ranking it this whole time because I love the contest.
Yeah. It's been a solid decade so far at Eurovision. So let's talk about Junior now, because I'm going to just leave Water Gun where it belongs in the past. So yeah, top 5, I guess we'll each name a song for Junior. And then next week we'll like kind of pick to the ashes, but like we don't like to focus too much on Junior just because it's like it's kids, let them have fun.
Yeah, they should be having fun. They shouldn't focus on competition. So I think
your 5th choice
place, Armenia, Leo, Cosmic Friend.
You know what? Let's just hit it. I am also an Armenia girly. I also have Leo on my list.
Yes,
I love Cosmic Friend.
Good. With a title like that, I was kind of expecting something to lean more kind of like juvenile, kid oriented. I mean, this isn't not that, but it's also, it feels like it was produced in at the very least 2022, which is not something you typically get in the contest, except really from Armenia. Armenia, they stay on top of what is trending, kind of like how they spent K-pop adjacent last year. But then again, it's been bop after bop after bop since 2017. They have not put the flag down, and I am so happy for them.
Who wrote the song this year for Junior?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have any
I'll
of the
look it up.
songwriters up on me.
I will
Yeah,
find out.
but
This
the
is why
song
I have one
itself,
off of her.
the Armenian entry, it sounds like a song by that could have been sung by Malena, so the 2021 winner for Armenia and Junior. It sounds like a song that could have been given to her, but that probably is still a winning formula too.
No, I also have the same song as one of mine. Like I said, I didn't really rank mine. I just chose 5 songs to talk about. I love Cosmic Friend. I think it is so much fun. We already know I'm a sucker for anything that kind of has that like throwbacky vibe that's kind of like pastiche at this point, and a little bit of that new disco.
It's funky.
I like the slanted, like the way he's basically slant speaking on the verses, and then the chorus we get into that more melodic singing. I love it. I think it's so much fun. I don't know. I think it's cute. It's age appropriate, but at the same time, something I want to listen to. So like, it doesn't like go into the land of like terrible kids pop. And so yeah, no, that's a vibe for me. Since we had one of the same ones, I'll say one of my next ones. And I promise this is not me being mean. This is me like 100% in for this one. I have San Marino on my list. Idol's SM with Comme Noir or Comme Noir. Nuit. I love it. I think it's so much fun. To me, it brings back that vibe of being a kid again. And like when I was a child, I used to like my sister and I, my dad's best friend had like 2 daughters who were about the same age as my sister and I. And the 4 of us used to pretend to be the Spice Girls. So it's got that same vibe to me, but in 2024 rather than like 1997. I love it. I think it's so much fun.
K-pop is over, everyone. Okay, like look out, Idols SM, top of the charts before the end of the decade. They're coming for y'all. It's so iconic. They're so iconic. I love how the music video took place all in one afternoon. I love the like CSI intro to the song.
I like it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's like
this is what Junior's about.
Being a kid.
It's what Junior's about. Like it's exactly the kind of song Junior needs.
I adore it. I think it's a good time for me. Also, I did look up one of the songwriters for Armenia, and Tokyo 9 is on the songwriting list.
There we go. Okay, that's why it sounds like a Malena song.
Yep. I'm waiting for them to hire him to do adult Eurovision. Okay, so wanted to your next pick.
So my next pick, Spain.
Again, I have Spain on my list too.
I'm okay. So it's a little bit pastiche of Ante Muerta que Sencilla, which won Junior Eurovision 2006. I believe it was the second Junior Eurovision. No, 2004. Because that was the second Junior Eurovision year. It has a little bit of that flavor, but it also is just like has that schoolyard stomp, like everyone's just kind of contributing to the beat and like having fun playing along. But it's also, there's a lot of motion to it. Like the chorus doesn't feel like the verses. The pre-chorus is like, it completely throws you in a different direction.
Yeah.
Spain, you're going to win this decade. That just has to happen.
It's very Junior. Someone's already said in the comments, it's very Junior Eurovision. It is 100% Junior.
It is.
I love the fact like the pre-chorus is just listing off like pop stars that she looks up to. I think that's so cute.
And we're all just like stomping and dancing to it.
It's like really, it does have like a really good like kind of schoolyard recess vibe, and I'm into it. Like I definitely have that on my list just because it's like it's just really cute and really sweet, and it's like a good time.
But I also have to like commend how difficult this probably is going to be to perform, because I'm expecting an extreme level of choreography, and it's a very fast, very fast, very wordy song.
Yeah,
very wordy. Like the breath strategy is going to be very important if she wants to deliver it at 100%. But then again, competition doesn't really mean as much in Junior Eurovision. It's about having fun, and that's what this song is about.
Exactly. That's the thing when it comes to Junior. I want to have fun. I guess I'll do my next pick. We've already talked about 3 of mine. I feel like you and I have a lot in common. I'm gonna go ahead and
at this point we do, yeah.
I feel like our last 2 are the same too, maybe. I have on here Estonia, Annabelle with Tanabed.
Oh my God. Where did that come from? Where
I'll
did
tell you
this
where it
come
came
from?
from. It's a song that probably they rejected for Este Laul. Like, this is the sound. This is like a sleek drum and bass song. It's got that like production on it that says Estonian to me.
Mhm.
Like, this is like Estonian dance songs we hear at Este Laul every year that we all go, oh, why didn't this win? Why did they choose some mediocre man over this banger? And now we're getting the banger over the mediocre man. And
And it's competing.
Annabella's serving. It's so good.
It's so
It's
good.
so
And it
good.
suits her voice so well. Like the timbre in her voice fits this song. And the melody is incredibly interesting. Like the melody is played very well into the Estonian style production and the language. The
Yeah.
Estonian language is perfect for music.
Yeah. Like, I think it should be illegal for Estonians to sing in any language but Estonian.
Mhm.
But I've been on this horse for how long? It's like, I'm sorry. Estonian is a language that sounds amazing sung. So does Finnish. Ban English for both of those countries at Eurovision, please. I
I
just,
honestly think you've been saying that since the site's inception. So
yeah, because I like the way those two languages sound a lot.
mhm,
Like, I really, truly do. Like, I wanted to learn
mhm,
Finnish at one point, like years and years ago, and I was like, this grammar is too complicated for me. Not gonna do that.
mhm.
But no, those two languages I think are just so beautiful. Like, I love the way they sound and I want them more of them. So what
I
is your
agree.
next pick going to be?
So you took Estonia from me. I have two more countries to talk about.
Okay.
Um, Portugal. Y'all see it. I know you cannot look at me in the eyes and tell me you can't see a jury win. There's
I
no way. There's no way it's not going to happen. I mean,
Here's the thing. I
there
feel
are
like
ways it can't happen,
juries
but
at junior are hard to predict, I feel, to be
a
completely
junior
honest.
especially,
Yeah.
especially junior. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. I usually don't like a ballad at junior. That's why she like misses out for me. Um being in my top 5, but I hear it and I adore it. I
The
really
thing is, like, Portugal, they love a ballad, but the kind of ballad that Portugal typically sends, it is importantly within a certain amount of wavelengths. It is importantly keeping a certain tone, a certain tune, so that the whole project kind of comes together as an event and as an effect. This song is different. There are multiple events. There are multiple effects.
yeah.
There's a lot of vocal prowess that needs to be shown. There's
Mhm.
like a lot of tempo change. A lot is happening in this song that could play very well into the theatrics of it. And I just think the eventfulness of the song itself could show a competitive side to Portugal that people really don't expect at all. Because if you think about what they do in junior, if you think about what they do in adult, they what you typically hear within the first minute of a Portuguese entry, even if it's extremely good, even if it's going to win, it tends to stay there. This is not that. It's not the
Yo,
case
it
for
changes it
Esperanza.
up.
Hmm.
It changes it up. It changes it up throughout the song, but never really feels like it's doing too much or like it's
Yeah.
going in a weird direction. It all
Hmm.
suits it and it keeps you on your toes. And like, what's her name? Veronica. Oh my
Vic,
gosh.
uh,
Victoria
Victoria
Nicole.
Nicole. Yeah.
I was about to call her Veronica Nicole. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mhm.
Victoria Nicole sounds amazing. She sings it well, and I'm excited to see what they do at the staging on this one as well. Like, I'm looking forward to this, and
Mhm.
I do appreciate it.
Because Portugal plays with light very well. I really like how their delegation plays with lights, especially if yeah, just look at their past record with their stagings and pay attention specifically to how they articulate their lights. It's very pleasant.
And something I like about the way Portugal does both junior and adult Eurovision, or grown vision as I call it during this time of year,
Mm,
is everything always is so feels so authentic to who
mm,
you have as the artist. And I really
very
do
true.
enjoy that fact that we get that from them. And I want to see what like our little girl here does in the future too. Like, I'm looking forward to what she could
Mhm.
bring to us. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll do my next pick.
Yes.
Um, Ukraine. I
Yes,
am
Eurovision
vibing.
2006 is in the bag, everyone.
Oh my
We are
gosh.
winning Eurovision 2006.
Artem Kotenko with Hear Me Now. Again,
Mhm,
it's dancey. It's dancey in a way that like it's dancey and it also has like a similar vibe as well to Estonia's song.
mhm,
I think that they both are kind of like competing for the same points. I feel like a little bit. But it's very catchy. It's very like enjoyable, and I know it's gonna be staged so well. Like it's
memorable. You remember that hook.
Yeah, you definitely do remember that hook. And yeah, so that's my next pick. I don't really have much to say about it.
It's a perfect delivery. Like Ukraine has a perfect delivery for the song. They don't really need to change very much of it at all, because like the vocals are exactly where they need to be. The staging concept is where it needs to be. Even like the idea of the costuming that I'm taking for the national final that's fine. There's not a lot they need to change. So yeah, it's competitive just based on the fact that it was already ready to go by the time it competed in the national final.
Yeah. Okay. And you had one more?
Yes. Crystal water with my friends.
Oh
so
my
everyone,
God.
Cyprus needs to win Junior Eurovision 2024. Let me tell you why. Don't you look away from the camera. I'm going to tell you why. So this song, does it feel like an Evangelia song? Yes. But setting aside that point, now that Cyprus is back, they sent something that is just so Greek summery that they tried to get away with doing in adult Eurovision 2022 with Ella. They didn't succeed in doing that. This time around, I have a feeling, because it's so different than the other entries, and especially the dancey entries, it is so different, it can have some space to shine dramatically. Also, there's a dance break section of the song. The only song that has a dance break section, and the kind of like last third of the song, it isn't a high note. You just jump back into the song. You jump back into it. But it's kind of the Portuguese strategy where you jump back into it and it's the same thing you were hearing earlier, but you feel like it's 300 times stronger. God, it's just perfect. It's perfect to me. It's Greek pop. It's summery, which is kind of odd for November, but
I mean, to be fair,
that's it. That's it.
To be fair, no one really gets the time of year right for Junior.
True, yeah.
I mean, like no, actually, this year Georgia is kind of December-y.
Yeah,
Germany,
Georgia
I would say, is
Streisand
December-y
Christmas.
too.
Mm-hmm.
North Macedonia is so North Macedonian. I don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. I don't know how else to phrase it. I'm just looking here because I kind of hitting on people. We didn't necessarily converse about.
This is a big list, you guys. It's a big list of entries this year for JESC.
Malta, I think, has kind of got that same vibe.
Oh, I want better for us Filipinos. I love the fact that it's a Maltese entry completely. It's entirely in Maltese. I love the Maltese language. It's so pretty. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like I kind of feel like it's not quite maximizing his potential.
Yeah. I'm just imagining I am imagining him as an adult being Filipino and growing up in Malta, two countries that we know produce amazing singers. That is a powerhouse vocalist waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kind of wish that they gave him a song that moved more in the direction of like Esperanza, that had that kind of like eventful vocal triangle to it. Not so much
wrong.
like a movement.
He's Cambodian. Sequence. He's not Filipino.
Oh my God, I made an assumption because his name is Spanish. I'm sorry. I thought you were a cousin. I thought we were.
Well, it's still Southeast Asia.
I thought we were. By the way, that's Filipino in ASL.
I thought it was just gang signs. I don't know ASL.
I'm up in Tahoe. Nobody knows gang signs up here.
I'm sure they do.
But who else should we? Because it looks like we have about 5 minutes left in the stream. Who else should we highlight?
I'm sorry, Brooke.
Sorry. Hey, Brooke. I was clocking fam too, Jordan. So you also had a false flag on the radar, did you not?
I'm sorry, but yeah.
But I looked like him as a kid, basically. Like the way he looks is what I used to look like.
Aww.
And he has a Spanish name. And he has a sad song, and I was kind of living a sad song back then. So I mean, there was a lot of similarity there.
I've seen pictures of you from when you were a kid. I remember your emo phase, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this little boy is the kind of kid who would be like one of my little friends.
Trust me, though,
Like,
I was still bafflingly Catholic at the time. I wasn't fully liberated.
you like your little emo phase, 100%. You would have been like one of the little boys who used to come over like to my area of the cafeteria and chit chat with me because you felt like I was a safe person. It was very cute. Took me back to being like 16 and dealing with middle schoolers. But like
But
in a
instead of you,
positive
I had
way.
Hatsune Miku at the time. So yep,
How old
redacted,
was I when
redacted.
Hatsune Miku became a thing?
Well, I mean, she was created in 2007.
So,
I started to
yeah,
take
that
to
sounds
her.
about right. Because high school is when I first remember hearing about Hatsune Miku.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we've got a
So,
question here.
what's the
Let's
question?
see. I don't know. Oh, Georgios asked, who do you think could win the jury and who could win the public? I
I
don't ask me this. Junior, I can never predict.
You can ask me this because I have answers for you. I think Portugal has a doorway to win the jury. I think Ukraine has a doorway to win the public. Overall winner, I have a feeling, is going to be somewhere between them. I don't think we're getting a Jamala situation. I don't think it's winner takes all either. But I have a feeling that both will perform very well in both of those categories, and the top two, in some form or fashion, with this divide, could come between Ukraine and Portugal. 16
My
versus 17.
my thing is when it comes to junior, the thing I like about it is the fact that it always feels wide open. The
Mhm,
televote is so like all the points are kind of condensed together just
mhm.
because you can vote for what is it between 3 and 5 countries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it always feels like it's super condensed down. And like because of that, I don't know where to go as far as what I think will do well. Because
Yeah,
I would think, oh, this looks very childish. I would think something super like childish might do well because it's like the little kids seeing themselves in it. So like if I
mhm.
had to be like, oh, who could win the jury? Who would win the televote? I'd go Spain because it feels like something any kid could like
Very
relate
easily.
to.
Yeah, no, that would
Um,
have been my second option if I thought about it longer. But yes, that is also a very ample
I'm looking
possibility.
here. Um, I don't know. France maybe could do well with the both. Um,
I do see a path for that too.
just because it's France at junior
It's very open, you
and
guys. If you take a look at the list of songs, like the amount of openness that's here, and also the dark horse capabilities in junior are a lot heavier than in adult Eurovision. Like you would not expect X song to do well over song Y, but the
yeah.
likelihood of that is much higher.
I mean, like someone's also saying like Armenia. I'm seeing
Armenia, it's
as a
possible as well.
yeah, because it's catchy and it's like cute. And if they go with the alien theme, as well at junior,
Kids
I
go
can
for
see
that
kids going,
easily.
"Oh, alien, fun, silly." I
Mhm.
just, I can't predict junior because it's like it's
Oh yeah,
so
Georgia,
fickle.
those were not my predictions. These are just guesses based on me having followed the contest since we got the first song. But these are just inferences. I'm probably going to be proven very wrong in a week's time.
I don't know. I feel like I know that I feel like the winner's gonna be split either way.
Mhm. It's a
Yeah,
perfect show to me
like
though.
Lorenzi
I'm ready.
said, Omaman won, guys. I can't imagine a bigger surprise than that. I didn't see that coming.
Really did not see that coming at all, especially given kind of just like the flavor of all the other songs that year. It definitely pulled the wool over my eyes.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit lost there, but hey, c'est
Mhm.
la vie. Um, no,
All
that's
right,
not
you
the name of the
guys.
song. All right, so yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Again, check out the website eurovisionfam.com. Don't forget to like this little streamy poo, subscribe, share, comment, all that other good stuff.
And
Boost the
tell us your
movie
Junior
algorithm
Eurovision
list.
favorites. Who are
Yeah,
your
let us know
favorites?
in the comments like who are your favorites at junior.
Mhm,
Also in the description box I have links to all the articles and sources that we used as well. We'll be
mhm.
back again next week.
After the
I think our
show.
stream starts right after junior ends.
Mhm.
So we'll be back and we will see you then.
Love you guys. See you soon, and welcome back to the season.
I know, bye.
Bye.